Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and welcome back to Fit to Lead. This podcast is about being fit to lead in every aspect of life, physically, mentally and emotionally. It's real conversations about life, leadership and navigating the juggle of work, family and everything in between. I'm a cabin manager, a mum and someone passionate about health and fitness and well-being, especially those different stages of life, including perimenopause and beyond. I also share some practical fitness and nutrition tips to help you stay consistent even when life gets busy. And if you haven't already done so, you can download my free guide, The Busy Body Blueprint, at ozcastnetwork.com.
The power of being a woman. That's right. On today's episode, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. The incredible power of being a woman. Not because women are better than men, but because sometimes I don't think we stop long enough to appreciate just how extraordinary women truly are. As a woman, like, our bodies are designed to do and be incredible. We do incredible things like carry and grow life for 9 months. We nurture families. We build businesses. Some care for aging parents and some are full-time carers. And many of us doing several of those things at once. As a woman, we often wear multiple hats every single day. We're employees, we're leaders, we're wives, we're partners, we're mothers, daughters, carers, friends, and often organisers of everyone else's lives. I don't know whether you're all with me on this, but sometimes we need to stop and appreciate who and how far we have come and who we are. Somehow, though, almost all of that we're expected to remember on top of being incredible and everything that we're currently doing. We're expected to remember everyone's birthdays, organising everyone's appointments for them, keep the house running and managing the groceries, show up to work and still find our time to look after ourselves. It's no wonder so many of us feel absolutely exhausted and drained, because there is an invincible load that women carry that isn't always seen. Let's face it. And then there are our bodies. I don't know, like hormone changes across our lives. At the moment, I'm 51 years old and going through my menopause, which I'm quite open to talk about that. And I'm finding it incredibly challenging at times, trying to find that balance and still show up for myself and everyone else. It's like really, really hard. We go through puberty at a young age. Then we go through the pregnancy, if that's the avenue that you've gone down. Then we've got the postpartum, the perimenopause, and then the menopause finally. So we're going for all of this. Our bodies are absolutely incredible. And each season, it brings changes physically and mentally and emotionally on top of that. Sometimes our bodies feel like they're working with us, and sometimes they're working against us. Those moments that you get up in the morning and think, why did I bother getting out of bed? Should have just stayed in bed for the day. But that's not ever an option, is it, for us? But perhaps sometimes instead of fighting our bodies, we can learn to understand them. And that's one thing that I've been doing a lot of research at the moment. Although I look after myself and I train and I eat well, I don't understand menopause. I don't think anyone understands menopause because everyone's menopause is so different. And since I've been going through it, I've met so many other people that are going through exactly the same as me and still haven't found answers, which is interesting because there's no actual answer and there's no set thing that's going to get you through and out the other end. Some people go through menopause, like sail through it, don't even know that they're having it. Others have a terrible time. But you're forever just trying to find that balance. I've learned, though, over the last few months is to give myself some grace. Just give myself time to find. I've been doing research, speaking to other people that are going through the same as me. And I was getting really stressed. So I decided to take a step back and to recognize that what I'm going through is perfectly normal and we're not a machine. You know, we're a human being. We're going through all of this. And maybe it's made me look into how powerful we are as women. Like our true power lies not in doing it all perfectly, but adapting to change and being resilient. And I think going through this stage of my life, that's all you can do, is just staying resilient to it and adapting to the change and continuing to move forward, even though sometimes like life feels really heavy, because that's what can happen to you. I've worked with some incredible women in aviation as well over the years. Women in my job, especially, I'm talking in aviation, meeting the women, you know, and I don't know how at an older age that there's women out there that are still doing 12-hour days, flying across different time zones. They're doing shift work. They're managing their fatigue. You know, like, I think being a flight attendant as well as being a woman is so, so incredible, especially if you are raising children as well. I hold my hat off to the women that are in my role that have small children, because I didn't fly when my children were younger, and I actually don't think I could, because it's incredibly difficult to manage everything. I mean, I guess it's like I said before, it's about adapting, but I just feel these women are just amazing, absolutely amazing, because they're still raising their children, they're supporting their families, and they're showing up day after day doing 4-sector days, 12-hour days, shift work. I know that story isn't a unique one to aviation, but women everywhere are quietly carrying enormous responsibilities. It's not just in my role. The truth is, women are strong, but strength doesn't mean we don't need support. And I think that's what, I guess, like, me as a woman struggles with, because I've always been the stronger person, because I always like to make sure my home is nice, make sure my family's looked after. I know everyone's different and everyone's lives are different. Some women have very hands-on husbands that do share the workload in the house, and which I think is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I've never expected that from my husband, although he does help out around the house, but he also runs our business. So to me, I feel that he is doing an amazing job anyway, giving us a lovely life. And I feel as a woman that, and a wife, that I give back. But obviously I work full time as well. So, you know, it's always challenging times. My children are older now, so it's a lot easier for me because they're very self-sufficient, although they still need me because they're all home. So I'm still cleaning, washing and doing all the bits and pieces. But when the children are younger, that's when you need more support. It's hard. It is really hard to raise the family. Strength, though, doesn't mean we're never, ever going to struggle. So even though you're a strong woman, strong, independent woman, you're going to come across times where we're struggling, and but you don't have to do that alone. And I think for women now that we do quite openly ask for help a bit more. So, yeah, that's why I just wanted to come on here. I just wanted to talk about how important. I've been watching lately. I've been going to a few training sessions at my local BFT. And one session that I did the other day was like mainly women. There was some guys there, but this one was heavily women. And I'm just watching them all train. And I just stopped for a moment and I just thought, oh my God, like, look at us all here. We have such busy lives. I don't know the background of everyone's lives and what happens at home or whether they've got children, whether they don't have children. But I just look, and it doesn't matter whether you have or whether you haven't, we've all got responsibilities. But in my mind, I felt it was so powerful. These women turning up training, throwing weights around, cardio, out of breath, training. And I just thought, yes, this is women power. You know, it's like such a great feeling. I was just quite overwhelmed on the fact that I really enjoyed it. I thought, this is great. I feel we're powerful. Us women are really, really powerful. And looking after ourselves is so vital, especially now because I've got into my menopause stages. You realise then that how important it is to be looking after yourself, because you can look after your family, you know, and you can do everything for everyone else, but we tend to forget about ourselves. And I think it's incredibly important for us moving forward as we're getting older that you do some form of exercise. I'm not telling everyone to go to the gym tomorrow, but it really is important to look after ourselves, eat well. You don't need to starve yourself or go on fad diets, but it's just eating nutritious food that's going to keep you healthy. Looking after your bones, looking after your muscle. It's so important to be eating good proteins, good fiber, good oils, just everything. It's nice to have the odd naughty treat here and there, which I do. But in general, just generally looking after yourself. And I think it's only now I've really been paying attention to my skin, to my vitamins, what I put in my body. And I had a bone scan done because I'm going through menopause, and she wanted to check my bone density. And I'm bearing in mind I'm 51, and I had this scan done, and she said, you've got bones of a 30-year-old. And I was so proud of myself because I thought that's what 12, 13 years of constant training does. And when I say constant, I don't mean I'm in the gym every single day going ridiculous. I just mean I train a couple of times a week and I look after myself. And it just makes such a difference for your future. So going through menopause, yes, I've actually gone on to HRT. Love it or loathe it. That's anyone's opinion. I've done a lot of research now, and no, there's no actual links to breast cancer, although, it's like anything. You can be increased with having breast cancer with anything. But I decided to go down that avenue because I needed something. It was just like a light switch had switched off. I don't know if anyone has gone through this yourselves, where there's just a little change. You can't put your finger on it, but it's like somebody's like turn the light switch off, and all of a sudden you feel so empty. It's just a really, really strange feeling. And I went to my doctor, and normally doctors are trained with everything, but she put me on HRT, but I then ended up going to see an actual specialist. And I just found it a lot better because she really understands the hormones, and she's had a lot more training. So I go and see her, and honestly, people say to me, "Oh, how are you?" I feel absolutely fantastic. When I first went on the gel, they gave me estrogen gel, because I've had a partial hysterectomy anyway, so I didn't need all the other stuff that my doctor told me. And I've just had the gel, but it just did not. It actually made me feel really depressed. I don't know why. She doesn't know why. So we've changed things up, and I'm on a few more different bits and pieces and the patch and stuff now. And she said to me, the doctor, when I first went on it, said, "You're going to feel amazing." Well, after 8 weeks of this gel, I'm thinking, I don't feel amazing whatsoever. I actually feel complete opposite. I feel terrible. I want to cry all the time. I feel flat. I should be very happy because I've got a beautiful family, got a beautiful house, I've got a job, I've got everything going for me, and why am I not happy? Like, it was just awful. I couldn't explain it to anyone, and I just sounded really silly when I was saying it. Anyway, she's put me on a few different things now, and I feel great. I feel absolutely great. And I make sure I take magnesium as well, and just to keep my recovery and just my muscles. And I just feel wonderful. I actually feel wonderful. And so I would recommend it to anyone. I know everyone is so different, and all our bodies are so different. And it may work with some people, it may not with others. And you may be for or against. Everyone's got an opinion, and I'm not here to have a massive discussion about who believes it and who doesn't. But all I know is it works for me, and I feel great from it. You know, I can still be that mum, that wife, that boss that I need to be, and functioning on full cylinders rather than half-heartedly. And with my job, obviously, comes heavy fatigue. And I'm finding making sure that I'm eating enough food and getting good quality food and taking my magnesium helps me with my sleeping, and I'm getting good quality sleep because I go to sleep early in the evenings. I'm in bed by no later than 8 o'clock and I'm asleep. And I make sure that I try to get at least 7, 8, maybe 9 hours sleep. I used to only need 6, but I don't think that's the case anymore. My body's changed. So I just go with how I feel, basically. But it's just been a real up and down for the last 6 months, trying to level out where I need to be sitting and what's working, what isn't working. And you talk to so many women out there that are going through exactly the same, and you share your stories, and I find that really powerful. I find, you know, that's a power of women connection. I think you wouldn't have men discussing, I mean, some men may, but, you know, like us women, we tend to share a little bit more. And I think it's really important to look after yourself in that way, because no matter what you're doing, raising a family, or you've got your own business, or you're working shift work like me, you know, it's just making sure that we're looking after our well-being out of all of this. So, like today, I just want to acknowledge the women, you know, whatever's going on in your life at the moment. You know, like I said, whether you're building your career, raising children, menopause, whatever. You actually, I just want to put it out there, you're actually doing better than what you think you are. I look back now, I've had 3 children. I think my body's carried me all the way through every single chapter so far, and it's still going. It's like just so incredible from the moment you start your periods as a young girl, and you're just going all through, like, you just think, you know, how many periods we go through in a lifetime, and, you know, going through all of the carrying the children, like how incredible just are our bodies, like so amazing. And I just wanted to put it out there. I just wanted to shout out to every single woman on this planet. You are all amazing, and we are so powerful and so united. Like, we're all in this together, and no matter what you're feeling yourself today, someone else is feeling exactly the same as you. I can guarantee it. And it's all about loving our bodies inside and out. And by loving our bodies means treating them correctly. And that's what we're eating, what we're doing, to make your bodies wonderful. So I just think it's extraordinary. I really, really do. I honestly think that we should all give ourselves a massive pat on the back for being women. So yay, the women. Thank you for listening. And until I see you next time, though, please be kind to yourself. Look after yourself. Stay healthy and stay being incredible. Thank you so much for listening to Fit to Lead. I hope today's episode reminded you that no matter what season of life you're in, you are capable of leading yourself forward one step at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it, follow the podcast and leave a review. And don't forget, you can download my free guide, The Busybody Blueprint, at ozcastnetwork.com. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay strong and keep leading with purpose.